Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, esteemed hot dog enthusiasts, and fellow pyromaniacs. How's everybody doing? Today, we U.S. citizens celebrate the birthday of our great nation, the day we told King George III, "It's not you, it's me," and officially broke up with Britain. It's funny how we celebrate our independence by doing things that would make our founding fathers scratch their powdered wigs in confusion. Yeah, let's go back to 1776, shall we? Picture this. A bunch of sweaty old men in Philadelphia, actually they weren't that old, arguing over every word of the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson, the primary author, probably thought, maybe I should have been a farmer. John Hancock signing his name to that really big is basically the equivalent of an 18th century guy buying a monster truck, isn't it? He's just, look at that. Is this signature big enough? I want King George to be able to read it without his glasses. Meanwhile, Ben Franklin, who was my age at the time of the signing, was likely in the corner inventing something and muttering, "I bet $100 this a young hot dog stand is better than an old crown." Well, maybe he didn't say that exactly, but you get the idea. Fast forward to 1787, and our founding fathers realized we forgot to create an actual government. So they locked themselves in a room again to write the Constitution. It was like a reality show, only with more wigs and fewer camera crews. They argued over every detail. Should we have a president or a king? How about neither? Maybe we should just have an angry bald eagle run things. In the end, they decided on a system of checks and balances, which is more like a governmental game of rock, paper, scissors. And then came the Bill of Rights, because apparently life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness wasn't specific enough. The Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, has been interpreted by some modern Americans to mean the right to arm bears. I'm pretty sure that's not what they meant, but who am I to argue with a grizzly carrying an AR-15? Speaking of bears, did you know that in 1796, as a practical joke, somebody nominated a bear for Congress in New Hampshire? The bear lost, but just barely. Now let's talk about how we celebrate today. We've gone from dumping tea in the harbor to dumping obscene amounts of potato salad onto paper plates. Our founding fathers fought against taxation without representation, and we fight against the limitations of our stomach capacity. We gather in backyards, parks, and beaches, armed with spatulas instead of muskets, waging war against the raw hamburger patties and piles of hot dogs. We watch fireworks and pretend we're not secretly terrified that Uncle Bob, who's had a few too many buds, is in charge of lighting them. And let's not forget the great American tradition to try to remember the words to the national anthem. Nothing says patriotism quite like mumbling through "Rocket" and then belting out "Home of the Brave" at the end. Let's talk about some great American inventions. We gave the world the light bulb, the telephone, and the internet. We also gave the world spray cheese in a can. You're welcome, civilization. Remember when we put a man on the moon? That was pretty impressive. Although I suspect the real reason was that an American looked up, saw that big round thing in the sky, and thought, I bet that would make a great billboard. And let's not forget our contribution to fashion. We invented the blue jeans. which had become a global phenomenon, we took durable work pants and turned them into a statement that says, I could, theoretically, do manual labor, but I'm probably just going to binge watch Netflix. We can't talk about America without mentioning our sports either. We invented basketball, a game where we throw a ball through a hoop and act like it's the most important thing in the world. And then there's American football, a game so complicated that we need to stop every 10 seconds just to discuss what happened. It's like a committee meeting with occasional outbursts of violence. And baseball, our national pastime. It's a game where the most exciting moment is when nothing happens. We call it a no-hitter, and we celebrate it like we've discovered a new continent. Only in America could we make standing around in a field for 3 hours seem heroic. Well, in all seriousness, though, as we celebrate our barbecues, fireworks, and star-spangled everything, let's remember what this day really means. It's about a brave group of individuals who dared dream of a better future, who risked everything for the ideals of freedom and self-governance. From those powdered wig-wearing revolutionaries who said a nation should not rest on the arbitrary rule of a single man and his hand-picked advisors, but on the rule of law. To the diverse tapestry of Americans today, we're all part of this grand and fragile experiment called democracy. So as you bite into that hot dog or watch those fireworks, take a moment to appreciate the journey that brought us all here. And remember, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or just here for the food, we're all united in our love for this wonderfully weird, beautifully diverse, occasionally dysfunctional, but always inspiring nation. Happy birthday, America. May your stripes forever wave and your stars keep shining bright. Thank you, and don't forget to thank a bald eagle on the way out. Here they go. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, a Yankee Doodle do or die, a real live nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. Madam Toastmaster.